Hey everyone, happy college football. It's Friday, week 5. This is Porcelain Picks, and I'm your host, Andrew Fabian. Porcelain Picks is the spot where we have the locks you need as you scroll atop the porcelain throne, okay? So quick reminder, we released some picks yesterday for the Thursday night game and then the 2 games tonight, Friday night. So we'll jump into those and recap those before we hit the Saturday slate. We have a lot of picks to go through today, all right? So buckle up, get ready to flush them away, okay? So we'll start. So Tulsa last night, -3, favorites over Temple. Joey Mack gave you that Tulsa pick. That was a lock. So chalk it up. 1 victory on the weekend, okay? Heading into the games tonight, so we have Utah traveling to Oregon State. The under in this game is the play, 44.5, so take that. If you want to see the analysis, jump back to yesterday's video. Same thing, Cincinnati, BYU, take the over. It's at 49.5. Lock those, flush those. Friday night complete. Saturday slate, so we'll start with the noon games. So Texas A&M Aggies traveling to Arkansas to face the Razorbacks. So Arkansas has looked a little bit off this year, right? So they're not firing on all cylinders the way that they sometimes do. They don't look quite as tough a team as we anticipated at the start of the year. Texas A&M comes into this game as a 6-point favorite. We like Texas A&M in this game. The defense has been sound. They've got weapons in offense. Evan Stewart is one of the best wide receivers in the country. We think he's going to have a big day. That's where Arkansas struggles. Not very impressed with them so far. Take Texas A&M -6. Lock it and flush it. Let's move on. The big game, USC traveling to Colorado to face Deion and the Buffs. Deion without Travis Hunter still. Another week without Travis Hunter, so that's going to be a big miss for Colorado in this game. We think USC is going to come in here with a firing offense. Caleb Williams for the big noon kickoff. He's going to want to go off. He's going to want to put on a performance. He won the Heisman Trophy last year. He wants to do it again. They're coming in again like Oregon last week, hearing nothing but Colorado this, Colorado that. That's not Deion's fault. Well, I guess it kind of is. He hypes it up, but nothing against Colorado, but I do think that USC is just going to outmatch them again, similar to what Oregon did. You'll hear from people that Colorado is going to be able to put up some points on USC and their porous defense. USC's defense isn't great this year, but where the Trojans do excel is sacking the quarterback. They're top 10 in the country. They're one of the leaders in the country at getting to the quarterback, rushing them, sacking them. Colorado is ranked somewhere around 115th. They're a bottom 15 team in all of college football when it comes to defending against the sack. They let up a lot of sacks with Shedeur Sanders. So that's gonna play a factor in here. Colorado can't run the ball. USC is going to be thinking pass. They're going to be getting after the quarterback. They're going to put Sanders on his butt a few times, similar to you sitting there on your butt scrolling through the porcelain picks. All right, so take USC -22. Lock it, flush it. I think they'll put up over 50 points on Colorado. Colorado's going to score, but this is a USC -22. Lock it, flush it, call. Okay? Kentucky is going to be playing home against Florida. So this is deemed a must-win for both teams. Kentucky's looked a little bit unimpressive against toilet paper soft schedule so far, but they do have NC State's former quarterback, Devin Leary, who is a massive quarterback. He is a big gunslinger. On their side of the ball. He hasn't had a great season yet so far, but Kentucky comes into this game hosting Florida at -1. I do think Kentucky's going to show up to play in front of the home crowd on Saturday. I think Florida comes in. They're 1-6 on the road in their last 7. I think they're going to struggle a bit. This game's going to be low scoring. It'll be back and forth. Both defenses are pretty stout. Kentucky's not going to be able to move the ball great on Florida's offense, I don't think, but I am calling it Kentucky -1. Lock it, flush it. Their biggest victory of the year as we go into SEC West play. And then really the lock of this game. Over-under is set at 43.5. Take the under. Lock it, flush it, move on with your day. A couple victories there. Okay, 3:30 slate. So we jump. Texas is playing host to Kansas and the Jayhawks. Kansas is undefeated. They've got some great play so far. A couple big victories. They beat Illinois earlier in the year. When it was supposed to be a close battle, they beat them by more than 10 points. Kansas is a solid team. They haven't really faced a defense like Texas is, though. So Jalen Daniels on Kansas, very solid quarterback. I think he's really a fun guy to watch. They're solid on offense. They've struggled a bit to run the ball at times. But again, they haven't faced a team like Texas. The Longhorns come into this game as a 16-point favorite at home. they've got a great defense. Their passing game is going to be big with Quinn Ewers, and I think they are going to pummel Kansas in this game. I think both teams will be able to score, but Texas is going to be able to throw the ball all over the place on Kansas. Minus 16, lock it, flush it for the Longhorns. Let's move back to SEC play, okay? So LSU is traveling to Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin, playing host, coming off that defeat against Alabama last week after Kiffin talked a little smack. We saw Coach Saban talk a little smack yesterday on Kiffin. What team will show up? LSU is a 2.5-point favorite, traveling to Oxford, Mississippi. We've got two quarterbacks that can run the football between Jaden Daniels on the LSU side, Jackson Dart on the Ole Miss side. I think LSU's offense is going to be too much for Ole Miss in this game. Both teams will put up some points again. I do think LSU takes this one, minus 2.5. I actually think they'll win by a couple scores here, maybe 10-plus points. They've just got weapons on offense. I think they're putting together some offense here. So LSU, minus 2.5. Lock it, flush it, high-scoring game. That'll be a fun one to watch. Let's move to Tennessee. So Tennessee is playing host to South Carolina, and Spencer Rattler, who has had a great season. If you recall last year at South Carolina, they put up some points. Spencer Rattler had 6 touchdown passes against the Vols. That was a humbling and humiliating experience for Tennessee that they won't soon forget. They are 12-point favorites at home. Different quarterback. They've got Joe Milton at the helm. I think Joe Milton goes off in this game. I do see Tennessee coming in and playing in front of their home crowd with a vengeance here, keeping in mind that they want to get after Spencer Rattler. Take Tennessee, minus 12, lock it, flush it, go Vols. Let's jump to Notre Dame, playing at Duke, the college game day matchup. First time game day is ever at Duke for a game, so that will play a factor in this. Notre Dame is a 5.5-point favorite coming into Duke. We like a couple plays in this game. Duke has had some great quarterback play. Riley Thompson, he's been a gunslinger. He's a runner. He's gotten it done on the ground, and he's really carried this Duke program. That's part of the reason they beat Clemson so handily earlier in the year. I think, though, this Notre Dame matchup's a little bit different. I think Notre Dame's going to come out. They'll be able to throw the football. They're coming off that brutal loss against Ohio State where my opinion is Notre Dame was the better team in that matchup. That we picked Notre Dame to win that game. They lost on that last second score. Couple coaching blemishes in that game that I think they'll get right. Headed into Duke, they're not going to want to be embarrassed 2 games in a row. Not that Ohio State's embarrassing to lose to, but you get the drift. So Notre Dame, minus 5.5. You're going to lock that. You're going to flush that. I think we're going to see them be able to throw the ball against Duke's secondary, but they'll run the ball. They'll establish the run with Estime, and I think ultimately this game's going to be a bit low scoring. So take Notre Dame, minus 5.5. The other play I want you to take in this game, over-under right now is 52.5. If it stays above 51, take the under. So under 52.5 is the bet. This will be a low-scoring affair. I think Duke's going to hang in there for most of the game. I think Notre Dame ends up winning this game by maybe 12 points, 11 points, but the Blue Devils will hang tight behind that, behind just the excitement of game day being there and in front of this raucous home crowd that they'll have. So we have 2 more picks to make. Let's go West Virginia, TCU. Okay, so we're going to take the under in this game. TCU's been putting up some points this season. You saw they struggled against that Colorado team the first game of the year, but the under is going to be the play here. West Virginia's defense is a little bit sounder than some of the recent competition TCU's played, so take the under, 52.5, lock that, flush that. And now the late game. So 2 plays in this Alabama at Mississippi State game. If you recall, a couple weeks back, we took Mississippi State. I was sitting there in Aruba, feeling good. I took Mississippi State in the Cowbells against LSU, and boy, did they make me look stupid. Not the shirt. Mississippi State made me look stupid. But Alabama comes in, 15.5-point favorite. If you recall last week, they got it done against Ole Miss, and Saban looks to have righted the ship, at least for now. I think Milroe is going to come and put together a second consecutive good performance, and I think Alabama comes out and wins this one big. I think it'll be a 20-plus point victory for the Crimson Tide at Mississippi State. The cowbells will be ringing. A couple good quarterbacks here. The quarterback play is going to be pretty good on the Mississippi State side, and that's where Bama has struggled in the secondary. So the second bet in this game, you're going to take the over 46.5. I think Mississippi State puts up a couple scores, might have 17 points, 20 points in this game. I think Bama's gonna really lean into this and win this game big. So take Bama minus 15.5 and take the over 46.5. All right, so that's a lot of picks this week. We'll list them out for you in the comments section or in the description section. 10-minute video. If you stuck with us through it all, thank you. We appreciate your support. We are here to bring you the locks you need weekly as you scroll atop the Porcelain throne. So don't forget that. This is Porcelain Picks. I'm Andrew Fabian. Happy college football. Happy week 5. Let's make some money.